Hello and welcome to First Level Fridays, a series where I look at an interesting first level on a Friday. This time we're looking at Funcom's 1999 point-and-click classic The Longest Journey, one of my all-time favourite games. I'll be talking about both the prologue and the first chapter, and I apologise for the awful video quality. This game doesn't handle software-based screen recording very well. The game sets its tone with an elderly lady beginning to tell a story in front of a fireplace. It has a bit of a fairy tale vibe to it. An opening credits cutscene is then shown, which shows a figure awakening from their magical sleep, and unless you've played through the game, this cutscene doesn't really make sense, but again, it adds to the sense of tone. You're then dropped into a mysterious dream, playing as the quirky art student April Ryan. You revive a talking tree and meet a talking dragon before awakening in the quote-unquote real world, and Chapter 1 begins. This prologue chapter does a fine job of creating intrigue, creating a vibe, and teaching the player the game mechanics through a basic puzzle. After all that weirdness, the first chapter is remarkably normal. Apart from some foreshadowing thanks to a creepy old Latin dude, the chapter pretty much consists of another day in April's life. You wake up, talk to the landlady, work on your artwork, chat with your friends, and generally be a normal person. It all comes across as very natural, which is remarkable considering it's set in a distant futuristic city known as Newport. Newport is presented as an incredibly realistic futuristic setting. It's run down, rusted, a bit neglected, and has undertones of government and corporation power, yet it never comes across as grim, as its residents hang out in the park or coffee shop and it has an art school. It feels like a place that will exist as a result of current tendencies of society. And yet this world is subtly presented without putting focus directly on it. The focus is on the characters, and thanks to some excellent character writing and dialogue writing, it works. April and her friends all have their own problems and aspirations, and talk about one another in a realistic manner. It's worth noting that the entire first chapter is extremely slow paced. The dialogue is very drawn out and not a lot really happens, so it's not going to sit well with everyone. I've seen people online say the game takes a while to get going, and there is some truth to that, but this game had me hooked as soon as I got into the first chapter. I've never felt as immersed in any game world as much as with The Longest Journey. There's just something about the entire experience that feels so real, and much of that feeling is thanks to the first chapter. This is a bit of an achievement considering the game runs at 640 by 480. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next Friday, thanks for watching.